Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for making time to watch and listen in on a very important conversation, especially now that it's already April, our annual income tax return with the representatives of Bureau of Internal Revenue. So, before we get to that part, I'd like to introduce to you who we are in our platform, Taxumo. So, I think my partner will be sharing something on the screen. And please get a screenshot because you can use that code later on, that COO tax, to get 30% sorry, rather off. Ayan. So this afternoon, if you feel like you need a cold drink, go ahead and do that. You have maybe a few seconds while I do my thing here, or maybe have some coffee in this afternoon. Perhaps you're drowsy. And okay. And we'll be starting on letting you know how to file your annual income tax return. So, for those who are watching us live, hello everyone. Again, welcome to those who are still joining in. Good afternoon. All right, this is April 4 already, and perhaps you've already seen the deadline of the annual ITR filing. There, you have a few days to learn this afternoon and do prepare your forms for the deadline of the filing. So, again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And we are Taxuma, an accredited tax software provider by BIR, and we are here to help you out. That's why we have this talk, how to file your 2023 annual ITR. So, that covers your 2022 records of cash flow. So, this afternoon, we are also joined not just some our with our lovely personnel from Bureau of Internal Revenue, but from our friends from BPI, Viber, Spenmo, and All Care as they share about the new offers and services designed to help you and your business grow. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you Joseph Aurelio from Business Banking Team of BPI.
Hello, thank you so much, Melanie, for that introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all our viewers from Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for spending time with us right now. By the way, I am Joseph. I am from BPI Business Banking. We are your Kanegosyo partner. So our group, Business Banking, is actually a steadfast advocate no, ng sustainability, inclusivity, helping the SMEs grow their business. Kaya naman, we recognize the pain points and challenges of every SMEs. So, with that, we continue to develop and innovate products that are tailored fit to all SMEs. Kaya today, we are giving you our helping hand by providing you a fast, easy, and simple business financial solutions in order for you to realize your goals. O kaya kung meron kayong mga upcoming projects or incoming projects, as your Kanegosyo partner, we don't want you to miss any of these opportunities just because you are short of funds. So today I'm very excited because I'm not just giving you one solution but two solutions. So on my next slide, we have here the Kanegosyo solutions, the Kanegosyo SME loan and the Kanegosyo credit line. So ano ba yung mga advantages or benefits ng Kanegosyo solutions na to sa mga negosyante na nandito ngayon? So on my next slide, we have the flexibility in financing via a multi-purpose term loan or credit line. Of course, it provides a faster turnaround time versus standard loans. It has a lesser documentations. And of course, etong mas the best para sa ating lahat, no? We give you no collateral business solutions. So lahat ng benefits na to ay isa sa mga outcome of our innovations, of our study, kasi gusto namin mas convenient, mas magaan, mas mabilis para sa mga negosyante nating mga local here in Philippines. So first, let's dive on our first solution. We have the Kanegosyo SME loan. Ano ba tong Kanegosyo SME loan? Yung Kanegosyo SME loan is actually ideal for an entrepreneur who aspires to branch out, to expand your product lines, o kaya to boost your inventories, to purchase your equipments, o kaya trucks and vehicles, or kaya to meet other capital expenditures. So with Kanegosyo SME loan, it makes the capital expense affordable and light on the packet because loan can be paid monthly over a long period of time. All right. So to diver on that, dive deeper on that features, on my next slide, we have, there you are, the facility we call term loan. Term loan, ibig sabihin po, hulugan po siya. You have an option to pay in 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. So yan po yung sinasabi ko kanina, bakit it's affordable and lighter on your pocket. Kasi nakahulugan po siya from 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Okay? So with this facility, we offer a loan amount from 300,000 to 15 million. Ang kagandahan, walang collateral, up to 5 million. Beyond that, nagkakaroon lang tayo ng credit evaluation and may require collateral offer. The manner of this payment is equal monthly amortization of principal and interest via automatic debit arrangement. Ibig sabihin, you don't have to issue a post-dated check sa bank para pambayad po ng loan nyo. It's because all you have to do, you have to sign up lang and open an account and enroll that account as a settlement account for your loan, and there monthly pwede nyo ponduhan and we will automatically debit all those payments from your settlement account. All right. Next, of course, we have the Kanegosyo credit line. Ano naman tong Kanegosyo credit line? Before, when you hear credit line, you hear standby fund. Exactly, because with this credit line, it provides you na parang standby fund for all your expenses. So this is ideal for recurring business expenses like payment for your suppliers, payment for utilities, payment for your employees, o kaya meron mga on-the-spot expenses or on-the-spot opportunities. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, we don't want you to miss any of these opportunities kung short ka ng fund. Kaya we are giving you a superior product ni BPI, the credit line. So, ang kagandahan with this credit line, it acts like an extended wallet. Why? Because when you have credit line, hindi mo na kailangan tumawag sa banko or to any relationship managers, account officers, or branch managers para mag-avail. It's because once you have credit line, we will give you three. First, the access to online. Ibig sabihin, kaya nyo na po mag-avail kahit Sabado, kahit Linggo, kahit gabi to your suppliers without calling the bank. No? So you can transfer fund anytime, anywhere. And then another thing, if you're a typical negosyante na gumagamit pa rin ng cheque, we will give you also a checkbook. This checkbook is good as cash na. Then you can use it anytime, anywhere. And of course, for your petty cash, you also have a debit card where you can avail or withdraw at any ATM machine nationwide. So with that, let's dive deeper on the facility. What we have here is that a facility called credit line. So this is 1 year renewable. Para lang po siyang credit card but superior yung feature. All right? Wala din po siyang collateral from up to 3 million. Beyond that, subject to credit evaluation and may require collateral cover. So the loan amount or the credit limit starts at 1 million up to 15 million. The manner of payment, eto po, it provides you another flexibility ng produkto. It's because interest payable monthly siya and then principal payable anytime during the validity of line. Ibig sabihin, if you have 1 million credit line and then you avail 500,000 of which only 500,000 ang i-charge, na worth of interest ang i-charge po sa inyo. And then when you pay it after a week, the interest charge will just incurred for at least for 5 days. So ganyan siya ka-flexible. Kapag wala kang availment, wala din po siyang charge na ikakarga sa inyo. So that is our Kanegosyo credit line. So see, you've heard two solutions that is very helpful and very convenient sa lahat ng mga negosyante. So sino ba ang eligible na mga kliyente na pwede mag-apply or makapag-benefit ng itong mga solutions na to, no? So on my next slides, we have here the eligible clients. Dapat kailangan Filipino citizen ka o kaya your age minimum of 21 but not older than 70 years old at the time of loan maturity. Kailangan 3 years profitable in business. And then, dapat walang adverse findings. So, you may ask siguro, Joseph, paano yun kapag startup pa lang ako? Well, Of course, meron tayong workaround on that. As long as you are 3 years employed and you're wanted to start up a business, pwedeng-pwede ka pa rin mag-apply for these two solutions. Alright? So here, na-mention ko na sobrang konti lang yung requirements natin in order for you to apply. Tama po yan. We make it simple, we make it easy for you. Kaya on my next slides, you will see here the list of requirements na sobrang basic. Lahat yan nasa opisina po ng bawat isa natin. So we have 5 documents. Out of that 5, actually kasama na dyan yung application form. So here, if you are sole proprietor, you only require to submit DTI registration with business permit, borrower's ID, latest 3 months bank statements, and latest 3 years income tax return with audited financial statements. And if you're a partnership or corporation naman, application form, SEC registration and all business papers, majority shareholder IDs, last 3 months bank statements, and the latest 3 years income tax return with audited financial statements. So, see, napakadali lang po, no? If you want your business to grow more and more, na medyo madali, medyo mabilis, medyo magaan para sa inyo, we have here the Canegosyo Solutions. So, if you want to know more about this, flash on your screen right now is my contact details. Again, I am Joseph Orillo. I am from BPI Business Banking, and we are very excited to discuss with you kung paano namin kayo matutulungan para sa inyong negosyo. Maraming salamat. Back to you, Melanie.
Thank you, Joseph. I like that line. We don't want you to miss opportunities if you're not ready right now financially. So you can check out the BPI Kanegosyo loan. And it's a really big help for businesses to scale. So speaking of more help for businesses, let's hear this time from Veronica Fileo from the business development team of Viber about how they become the bridge for fast and efficient business messaging. Take it away, Veronica.
Thank you so much, Melanie. And again, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. My name is Veronica Fileotan. And today I'm going to be talking about one of our key features in Viber, which is channels, and is something that you can hopefully use for your business. Next slide, please. Okay, and if I may just step back, no. So as you know, Viber, we are a messaging app, and as a messaging app, we stand for two things. One is that we're free, meaning as long as you're connected to the internet, you can already make calls and send messages. So that particular feature, pretty much standard across our other competitors, no? That's pretty much how everybody else would work. But one other thing we stand for is that we're secure. So I think yun yung where our differentiator comes in. I say secure because unlike po sa mga iba nating messaging apps, si Viber, we are actually end-to-end encrypted by default. Meaning, whatever messages you exchange within Viber, we can't read any of that. All we see is code. Next slide, please. And Viber is essentially everywhere. So right now, we're present in over 190 countries, available in 44 languages. Next slide, please. And essentially, we have a large and engaged audience. So for one, actually, I wanted to zoom in on two numbers specifically from this slide. For one, we at Viber, we are growing globally. Right now, we're 1.2 billion unique users worldwide and constantly growing. And second, happy to share that these same users are actively engaged as well. Meaning, every 60 seconds, every 1 minute, meron tayo nakikitang over 7 million interactions happening in Viber. And I think, no, if we look at that number for the Philippines, a huge chunk of those engagements are related to buy and sell. So as you know, ever since the pandemic, ever since nagkaroon tayo ng strict lockdown, maraming small businesses yung pumunta sa Viber para itry magbenta doon. And with that, actually with engaging this particular audience, if we can move on to the next slide. Next slide, please. Thank you. We at Viber, we actually have different engagement tools that allow you to connect with your consumers. And for the purpose of this discussion, I'll be talking about channels. We can go on to the next slide. Thank you so much. So channels, essentially, it's what we call a super group on Viber. I say super group because unlike a regular Viber group, which can only have up to 250 people, in a channel po, we're essentially unlimited, meaning you can have as much as 1 billion members in your channel. And yung kagandahan din sa channel is that this time around, meron tayong tinatawag na admin controls. Meaning, if kayo yung owner or yung gumawa ng channel, kayo yung may pinakamaraming abilities, kumbaga, to manage the chat. So later on, I'll be talking about that. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right. And just to talk about the different features of a channel. So for one, it's very easy to engage new members. I say this because unlike a regular Viber group where you only see the messages from the point you were added in forward, in a channel, you can actually access message history. So let's say the channel has been there for a month. If I join today, it's very easy for me to catch up in terms of what's happening in the channel. Also, we keep members' privacy. And I say this because whenever you're part of a channel, whether or not you own it, so if you are either the super admin or just a member, one, your number isn't exposed, and two, you don't see anyone else's numbers. But despite of this, we also encourage safe chats. And I say that because, for example po, no, yung mga channel members natin or yung mga sumali sa ating Viber super group, basically may option po sila to enable messaging from the admins. Meaning, if I'm your member in your channel, I can choose whether or not I want to receive messages from the channel owners slash admins. Ang kagandahan dito is if naka-on yung option sa akin, ibig sabihin, pwede ako i-message ng super admin or admin, but since we don't have each other's numbers to begin with, we won't be exposed to each other's numbers. So I hope by this time, nasisense nyo na how, essentially, how priority talaga ni Viber yung security for our users like you guys. Also, it's very easy to moderate the discussion. And I say this because as a super admin of a channel, you can actually appoint up to 250 super admins and admins to help you co-manage it. And lastly, with channels, it's also very easy to grow. I say this because unlike a regular Viber group wherein kailangan natin yung numbers ng iba para i-add sila, in a channel, each one comes to the unique link. That particular link, we put it up in our social page, in our website, and when a user clicks that link, they'll be taken to your channel and will be asked to join it. Next slide, please. And just a few more useful features when it comes to the channel, no? So for one, we do have alias. So actually with alias, this allows you to, kumbaga, set a nickname and profile photo whenever you would send a message in the channel. So for example, I'm Veronica, but whenever I would send the message in Viber PH, it would appear as Viber PH, and even my profile photo is different. Also, we do have scheduled messages. So for this one, very simple. Mag-type lang tayo ng message dun sa chat box. We just long tap the send button. And from there, we can pick a time na and date as to when our message will be sent. Also in channels, we have what we call comment section. So again, no, with comment section, this is actually something that you can turn on or turn off as a super admin. So ang behavior nito is that if the commenting feature is on, then all your members can add a comment to any or all of your posts. If the commenting is turned off, it means that makikita pa rin ng mga subscribers natin yung previous comments, but hindi na lang sila makaka-add ng new ones. And lastly, one thing I like about channels is that marami rin tayong engagement tools that allow us to really, kumbaga, interact with our audiences. So for one, we have polls. So this is a very good tool for, let's say, gathering yung sentiment ng subscribers natin. Pwede tayo magtanong, pwede sila mag-vote. Other than polls, meron din tayong quiz mode. So yung difference between the two is with quiz mode, may tamang sagot. So the experience is, after I vote, makikita ko yung short answer and yung short explanation as to why it's the correct one. Next slide, please. And one last thing I wanted to mention about channels is that actually we do have tools that allow you naman po to better measure your member engagement. So meaning with these tools, we can see kung anong types of content nagre-respond yung audiences natin. kung anong types yung content, yung relevant for them. So for one, we have individual message stats, and how this works is that you just long tap a message, and from there you press info, and from there you can see unique views, shares. If a link is in your message, you can also see clicks. Down the line, pag marami-rami na tayong subscribers, meron din tayong magiging channel insights. So si channel insights naman, this provides you daily data on member engagement. But just a reminder, again, given Viber's focus and commitment to security, of course, wala pong personal information available dito, and it's just a matter of how people are interacting with your channel. And if we can go on to my next slide. Okay, so actually this is my last slide. Basically, I just wanted to remind everyone that we at Viber are here to support you guys, our MSMEs, our partner sellers, and I would invite you to stay tuned because we do have a handful of new features upcoming and programs specifically for you guys and to really help you sell better within the app. So in this screen, you will see the different QRs to our MSME channels. And if you're into something a bit more serious, more hardworking, I would also invite you to check out our Food PH chatbot. Thank you so much. Back to you,
All
Melanie.
right. Thank you, Veronica. Ayan, yung may mga messages sa Viber, they feel safe and secured already. So as a Viber user and business owner myself, I definitely commend the team for making it easier for us to communicate to our partners, suppliers, and our clients. So this time, if you're looking for a payment gateway or solution that makes finance quick and easier, let's hear this time from Shad De La Cruz, the partnership head from Spenvo. Take it away, Shad.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Really appreciate the intro. So thank you for having a time for Spenmo to share our solution as well. So I'm Shad. I'm part of the partnership team here at Spenmo, and today I'll be talking about smarter B2B payment process for your business and basically how Spenmo can help you keep track of your business expense. At the high level, Spenmo is a spend management platform. But on the other side of this, it's also empowered by fintech. No? So just a quick call of hands here. How many of you knows about fintech? So if you can probably type it on the chat or in the comment section, that'll be really cool. And basically, fintech is financial technology. So it's a software based solution empowering banking and finance for all. And here in the Philippines, there's actually so many solutions already empowering solutions to connect or to make finance and money accessible to more Filipinos as well. So most more popular ones are like Maya and Gcash, and it's very interesting how how a lot of people have really transitioned to utilizing more of this e-wallet solution. Just a quick question again: how many of you here utilize Gcash on a regular basis? So if you are, feel free to prove it by scanning this QR code on your Gcash app. But of course, kidding aside, just a very interesting number right here. In February of 2023, Gcash and the e-wallet service hit over 76 million users. And this the reason for this is that is interesting is that in 2019, Gcash hit around 20 million users only since they launched in 2012, and it's massive change and how it transformed the way we do the business as well. And surely thinking about business side, we really transform as well on how we accept cash, how we receive, and at the same time on how we also process or do our expenses. But one of the things that we see here in the Philippines is that there are surely a lot of solution out there already focused in receivable, but not much in terms of the payable side. So this is why Spenmo exists. Spenmo aims to be a part of the future of B2B payments, helping businesses to save time and save money as well. And one of the things that we see and observe, in some of our business surveys, that small and medium businesses spend an average of 75 plus hours in terms of managing their payables. And you utilize so many solution and app for sure. You'll see some of the popular solution out here on how and where they pay or process those payments as well. So some typical pain points that we see is like basically the encoding part, of that payments. Basically, the consolidation, transfer fees, the invoices, the credit card being used around, and at the same time, the expense claim or cash reimbursement processes. And of course, one of the things is that manual payments can surely take a long time, and sometimes in bigger companies, medium companies, it becomes a little bit more bureaucratic where the approval takes so long, we just back and forth, and finally the check is ready. You can pick it up and then deposit in the bank. While automated can really transform it from the invoice to capturing the data to having that approval and digital approval and processing and actual disbursement of the funds as well, straight to the bank account of your suppliers or your employees as well, no? And this is basically what Spenmo is about. No, we have the solution focus on automated payment, basically disbursement of those payments that you need to process, payouts anywhere through banks, e-wallet, and as well as payment centers. We also have our own smart card. Basically, these are debit cards that you can use, and anywhere that accepts Mastercard, you can surely utilize a smart card. And then of course reimbursement process. And just a quick show. This is how Spanmo platform looks like. We have our cloud-based solution. You can access it anywhere on your browser. But also we have our app as well, wherein really focus into the business, business access as well. And of course, what's the best way for me to showcase our solution is to also showcase our clients who are utilizing the platform. So I'll give you an example. We have our client Christina Travel, who utilizes us most on using the cards to book their clients as well. So they can generate multiple virtual cards within our platform, and then they can manage that in one dashboard. So they can have a dedicated virtual cards for every booking or every client that they have as well. The next one is basically a fruit supplier. They utilize us for easier tracking of those disbursement to their supplier. And one of the best thing is the flat rate of payments, no, to local disbursement. And another thing is our mass payout solution as well. And we also have our Kokomag Studio, which is a branding design agency. They use our cards for their online subscription, which easily makes them, keep track of all those subscription in their business. And at the same time, the cash reimbursement facility that allows their employee to easily submit reimbursement, get approved, and then funds goes back to their bank account. Some of the remarks and basically testimonial or review from our customers as well, which you can easily find on our website, spendmo.ph. So there are a lot of benefit from Spendmo for sure, especially on keeping track of your expenses. And we here at Spendmo very much open in having a partnership with a lot of businesses who are exploring to really streamline their expense tracking. So if you're interested, feel free to visit spendmo.ph or you can connect with me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Shad. I love the
Thank you, Melanie.
solutions that you are providing, especially for business owners, where it's so hard to consolidate and track things. So we're so excited to explore that. Thank you, thank you. And Tatsuma is a proud partner of
Absolutely.
Spenmo, and we thank you for making finance easier for us to manage. So next up, lastly, we want to introduce All Care, our newest of our partners in delivering efficient healthcare coverage, perfect for self employed individuals and more. Let's hear it from the All Care team led by Joel Mendoza.
We don't need that. We are not. Should freelancers have worker benefits? We don't need that. We are not in a company. We don't have an employer who's going to pay for that. We don't have an HR who's going to manage it for us. These are just some of the things that I always hear whenever I discuss benefits to freelancers. So let's discuss why is it important. According to the data, 10 million jobs were lost during the pandemic. In the creatives economy alone, 37% or $750 billion in gross value was lost. This only says jobs can be really unstable. Whether you are in a corporate, you have your own business, and of course, as a freelancer, stability is a rocky word for us, right? So, how can we protect our jobs? How can we protect our incomes? We need to invest on the right things, like our products. And what are the products of freelancers? Is it the output? Is it the service? No, the product is you. If you don't put the effort, if you don't put the grind, you won't have customers. You won't have income. So we need to invest in ourselves, our overall health, from mental, emotional, physical, even spiritual health, right? You say it's a hassle, you say it's expensive, you say it's not your priority. And we get that. We understand that totally. That is why AllCare offers relevant worker benefits through our digital membership platform. This is for freelancers, solopreneurs, even small, medium businesses and organizations. With more than 10,000 members already trusting AllCare, they enjoy over 250,000 pesos worth of benefits. And that's just for 1,250 pesos a month. This includes different kinds of benefits from HMO coverage, mental health benefits, dental, life and accident insurance, optical care, and a lot more. We are more than just an HMO provider. We are your benefits partner. We're basically a Netflix of benefits. We all love watching Netflix, right? Once you subscribe, you'll get access not on movies, but to all the benefits. Plus, we'll manage the benefits for you. We will ensure that you are taken care of so you can focus on doing what you do best, growing your business. So the next big question is, when is the right time or when should I get my own benefit? The answer is now. Now is the best time to get your worker benefits. As part of our partnership with Taxumo and as an event exclusive promo, every member that will sign up today will get 500 pesos off on their subscription rates. Just head on our website at www.allcare.ph and use the referral code TAXUMO500. If you want to learn more, you can connect with me by scanning the QR code or connecting with me through LinkedIn. I am Chris Mendoza, Strategic Partnerships and Initiatives Lead. Let's start taking care of ourselves today. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, Chris. And all care team, I love that line. The product is you. All right, you need to take care of our health so that we can be more productive in what we do. So, ayan, for everyone, let's move on to the meat of the discussion, the very reason why you are here. Okay, please welcome our friends from the Bureau of Internal Revenue to discuss to us the annual tax return filing. Let's all welcome Miss Maria Amalia Dacumos. Hello, ma'am.
Ah, Thank you, Miss Melanie. Good afternoon po sa lahat ng participants dito sa webinar na to. So again, I am Maria Amalia Dacumos of Taxpayer Service Programs and Monitoring Division, and I will be discussing with you about how to file the annual income tax return. Next slide, please. Okay. There are two types of taxpayers. What are the returns to be used by taxpayers in filing their 2022 annual income tax return? And who are the users or filers of those returns? Reminder lang po, the deadline for filing the annual income tax return is supposed to be on April 15, but since it falls on Saturday, the deadline was moved to the next working day, which is on Monday, April 17, 2023. Next slide, please. There are two types of taxpayers who will use or file the annual income tax return. They are the individual and non-individual taxpayers. Let us discuss first the returns to be used by individual taxpayers. Next slide. First, we have PAR Form number 1700 with latest version of January 2018. This is the annual income tax return for individuals earning purely compensation income. The return is available for downloading in the BIR website, included in the offline EBR forms package, but not yet in the EFPS. So, who are the users or filers of this form? Next slide, please. They are the employees who are not covered by substituted filing, since they are deriving compensation from two or more employers concurrently or successively at any time during the taxable year and therefore still required to file income tax return in accordance with existing regulations. Next slide, please. Next return is BAR form number 1701 with latest version of January 2018 also. This return is also available for downloading from the BIR website, included sa offline EBIR forms package but not yet in the EFPS. Next slide please. So, who are the users of BIR Form 1701? Ito po yung individual taxpayers with income only from business or practice of profession, and the method of deduction used is itemized deduction, or individual taxpayers with income from business or practice of profession and at the same time with compensation income, or tinatawag po nating mixed income earner, and then the estates and then the trust. Next slide please. So let us identify who are the professionals. A professional is a person formally certified by a professional body belonging to a specific profession by virtue of having completed a required examination or course of studies and or practice whose competence can usually be measured against an established set of standards. It also refers to a person who engages in art or sport for money as means of livelihood rather than a hobby. Tulad po ni Hidilyn Diaz, yung pong weightlifter natin at saka ni Manny Pacquiao po boxing. Ang examples po ng professionals ay yung mga doctors, lawyers, CPAs, engineers. Kasama na rin po yung mga artists, directors, designers at marami pang iba. Paki-take note po yung words na practicing of profession kasi merong CPA sa isang company pero employee po yon kahit na siya ay CPA. Parang masabi na siya ay practicing of profession, dapat ay nagtayo siya ng sarili niyang accounting office or pwede rin po na nagtuturo siya ng accounting sa college or university. Next slide please. Next is sole proprietor. Ano naman ibig sabihin nito? It is the simplest and most common structure chosen to start a business. It is an unincorporated business owned and run by one individual with no distinction between the business and the owner, who is entitled to all profits and are responsible for all the business debts, losses, and liabilities. Next slide please. So, i-define naman po natin kung ano naman ang ibig sabihin ng mixed income earner. Mixed income earner is an individual earning compensation income from employment and income from business, practice of profession, and or other sources aside from employment. Ito po yung employee sa government or multinational companies like yung mga CPA or lawyer. Empleyado siya from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pero pagdating po ng 6 to 10 p.m. ay nagtuturo sa university ng accounting or law or nagtayo ng sariling accounting or law office. Mixed income earner din ang empleyado at the same time ay sole proprietor or merong sariling business tulad ng sari-sari store or parlor. Next slide please. Okay. Next return for individual taxpayer is BAR form number 1701A, the annual income tax return for individuals earning income purely from business or profession. The return is available for downloading in the BIR website. It is also available in the offline EBIR forms package but not yet in the FPS. So take note po, since po yung BIR forms number 1700, 1701 at saka 1701A are not yet available in EFPS. EFPS filers shall still use the offline EBR forms package with latest version of VE 7.9.4 in the filing of these returns. Hindi po pwedeng gamitin ng taxpayers ang return na nasa EFPS kasi luma po yun at hindi na po updated ang income tax rate ng mga form na yon. Another reason is wala na po tayong personal at additional exemptions ngayon. Anyway, if the TP will try to log in sa EFPS at ang ilalagay na taxable year ay 2022, di naman po siya tatanggapin ni EFPS. So, sino-sino po ba ang users or filers ng 1701A? Individual taxpayers with income only from business or practice of profession and the method of deduction used is optional standard deduction o tinatawag nating OSD. At yung po mga taxpayers na nag-opt na mag-avail ng 8% income tax rate. So, pakita ko lang po ang comparison kung sino po yung gagamit ng 1701A at ng 1701. Kung pure business income ka, 1701A ang gagamitin mo. Kung ang pinili mo ay 8% income tax rate, 1701A din ang gagamitin mo. Kung ang method of deduction na pinili mo ay OSD, 1701A ang ginamit mo. Yung po sinasabi kong pinili ng taxpayer ay nung nag-file po siya ng 1701Q ng first quarter. Kung ano pong pinili niya doon, hanggang sa mag-file po siya ng annual income tax return niya, yun na rin po ang gagamitin niya. Kunyari, nag-file siya ng 8% nung first quarter. Yun ang pinili niyang income tax rate. Pag nag-file siya ng second at ng third, dapat 8% pa rin ang gagamitin niya hanggang sa annual income tax return. So, since 8% ang pinili niya, 1701A ang ipafile niya. So, doon naman tayo sa 1701. 1701 ang gagamitin kung mixed income earner ang taxpayer or ang pinili niyang graduated income tax rates ay kung ang pinili niyang tax rates ay graduated income tax rates and the method of deduction is itemized deduction. Kasi po sa sa 1701 doon lang po merong fields or spaces para sa compensation income and yung pong sa itemized deduction doon lang din po sa 1701 may fields ang itemized deductions. So ipaliwanag po natin ulit. So kung pure business income ka at ang pinili mo ay 8% income tax rate, 1701A ang gagamitin mong return. Kung pure business income ka, ang pinili mo ay graduated income tax rates. Ang sunod na tanong, ano ang method of deductions na pinili mo? Kung OSD, 1701A ang gagamitin mo. Pero kung itemized deductions, 1701. Bakit? Kasi sa 1701 nga lang po, merong spaces or fields para sa itemized deductions. So, dito naman tayo sa mixed income earner. Kung pinili mo ay 8% income tax rate, 1701 ang gagamitin mo. Kung graduated income tax rates at ang method of deductions ay OSD, 1701 pa rin ang gagamitin mo. Or kung ang pinili mong method of deductions ay itemized deductions, then 1701 pa rin ang gagamitin mo. Dito po, kung mapapansin nyo, basta mixed income earner ka, kahit na anong income tax rates ang piliin mo at kahit na anong method of deductions ang pinili mo, 1701 ang gagamitin mo. Bakit? Kasi nga po, sa 1701 lang, merong spaces or fields para sa compensation income. So, ano naman yung mga returns na gagamitin ng non-individual taxpayers in filing their annual income tax return? Identify po muna natin kung sino-sino yung mga non-individual taxpayers. First is the domestic corporation. A corporation is an artificial being created by operation of law, having the right of succession and the powers, attributes, and properties expressly authorized by law or incidental to its existence. The term corporation shall include one-person corporations, partnerships, joint stock companies, joint accounts, associations, or insurance companies. There are two kinds of corporation. First is the domestic corporation or corporations created and organized under the laws of the Philippines. Then, second is the foreign corporation, which is organized under the laws of the corporation's country of origin, or as per our tax code, it refers to a corporation which is not domestic. These foreign corporations can be resident foreign corporation or a corporation organized, authorized, or existing under the laws of any foreign country engaged in trade or business within the Philippines. or non-resident foreign corporation, or a corporation organized, authorized, or existing under the laws of any foreign country that engaged in trade or business within the Philippines. Example of foreign corporations are branch office, representative office, or the regional headquarters or the regional operating headquarters of multinational companies. Then, another non-individual taxpayers are the general professional partnerships or partnerships formed by persons for the sole purpose of exercising their common profession, no part of the income of which is derived from engaging in any trade or business. Then, joint ventures or consortium, and then cooperatives. Iyan po ang ilan sa tinatawag nating non-individual taxpayers. So, what are the forms to be used by non-individual taxpayers in filing their annual income tax return? First, we have 1702 RT, the annual income tax return for corporations, partnerships, and other non-individual taxpayers, subject only to regular income tax rate of 25% or 20%. The return is available for downloading in the BIR website, included in the offline EBR forms package, and also available in EFPS. Corporations may opt to use the 20% income tax rate provided that they satisfy the following. The corporation's net taxable income does not exceed 5 million and its total assets does not exceed 100 million, excluding the land on which the particular business entity's office, plant, and equipment are situated. Next return is the BR Form 1702EX. It's the annual income tax return for corporations, partnerships, and other non-individual taxpayers exempt under the tax code as amended and other special laws with no other taxable income. Ito po yung non-individuals na exempt from income tax or subject to 0% like general professional partnerships or yung company enjoying the income tax holiday or ITH na PEZA or BCDA or BOI registered companies. The return is available for downloading in the BIR website, included in the offline EBR forms package, but not yet in the EFPS. Next is 1702MX, the annual income tax return for corporations, partnerships, and other non-individual taxpayers with mixed income subject to multiple income tax rates or with income subject to special or preferential rate. The return is also available for downloading in the BIR website, included in the offline EBR forms package, but not yet in the EFPS. Ito po ang return na gagamitin ng individuals na may multiple income tax rates or may business na subject to 5% or business na subject to 0% or may business na subject to 25 or 20% na tax rate. So, alam na natin kung ano ang gagamiting return ng ating taxpayer sa pag-file ng annual income tax return. Next is how to fill out and file a return. If you are manual filers, you may use the following: the pre-printed returns available in the revenue district offices, or the downloadable return in the BIR website, or the return in the offline EBIR forms package with latest version of B7.9.4. If you are using the pre-printed return in the RDO, fill out all the applicable fields in the return in 3 copies, and then file and pay manually to authorized agent banks or AABs, or if there is no AAB, to the revenue collection officers. To, now po kasi may lumabas na RMC, to any AABs or RCO na kahit po hindi siya under jurisdiction ng RDO where you are registered. So, I will not discuss the payment part in detail since it will be discussed by the other speakers. Then, if you will use naman the downloadable return in the BIR website, download the return from the BIR website under the quick links, BIR Forms Income Tax Return section. Then print the return in the legal or folio size paper and manually fill out all the applicable fields in the return in 3 copies and file and pay manually through AABs or RCOs. If the filers will use naman the offline EBR forms package B7.9.4, kailangan download na muna to sa BIR website. Ito po yung BIR website natin at ito po yung EBR forms. Then extract, run and install the package to the desktop computer or laptop. Make sure lang po na yung pong EBR forms ay i-install natin sa Drive C. At yung pong file name ay EBR Forms B7.9.4 para po hindi ma-overwrite yung existing EBR forms nyo sa inyong laptop or computer. Then, click nyo lang po yung install and then the finish button. To open the EBR forms, go to Drive C. Look for the EBR forms folder. Click it, then the subfolders or files will appear. Click the BIR logo or the yellow icon to open the EBIR forms. Upon clicking the BIR logo, profile page of the EBIR forms will appear. Taxpayer shall create a profile providing the information needed like the TIN, RDO code, line of business, registered name, registered address, zip code, telephone number, valid and active email address, active as in ginagamit po ng TP. Kasi dito po isasend ng BIR ang tax return receipt confirmation. Regarding email address, it is suggested that you use your personal email address like Yahoo Mail or Google Mail. If you have none, then create a new email address. Anyway, it is easy to create a new one. Do not use the office email address. This is because most of the office email address are with very strict firewall, and email from BIR is not accepted or blacklisted. If accepted, it will be classified as spam and it will go to the spam folder. If the policy of your company is strict to be able to file a return using the EBR forms, you need to call for your IT personnel to configure or whitelist the BIR. So to avoid this kind of hassle and problem, create na lang kayo ng new email address, whether it is Yahoo Mail or Gmail or other email provider. Then choose BAR form 1700B 2018 or 1701B 2018 or 1701A or 1702RTB 2018C or 1702EXB 2018C or 1702MXB 2018C from the list of BIR. Sure. Please take note po yung B2018C doon po sa mga non-individual taxpayers, yung 1702RT, EX, and MX. Para po siguradong ang gagamitin yung return ay yung latest version po. Dito po kasi nakalagay dun sa 2018 BC yung pong changes pursuant to create law. Then, pop-up messages will appear. Taxpayer will be asked to re-enter the TIN email address to confirm that the provided information are correct. Just enter the information needed, then click the submit button. Another pop-up message will appear stating background information saved, updated successfully as profile. Then makikita niya yung TIN niya. Yung pag-enter ng TIN at email address po, nangyayari lang ito kapag newly installed ang offline EBR forms package na ginagamit ng TP or new TIN ang ilalagay ng TP kasi magkikreate pa lang siya ng profile. So kapag dati nang ginagamit ang EBR forms, hindi na po ito gagawin ulit. So, click the fill up button again, then pop-up message will appear stating background information saved, updated successfully as profile. Then you will see your TIN. Then, lalabas na po yung BAR form na pinili mo. Kung 1700 or 1701 or 1701A or 1702RT or 1702EX or 1702MX. Depende po kung ano po yung pinili mo doon sa list ng BIR forms. Tapos kung mapapansin niyo po, yung information na inilagay niyo sa profile page, auto-populated na po siya sa BIR form. Then, pwede nyo na pong i-accomplish yung return. After accomplishing the return, click validate button. If with item po na unfilled, pop-up message will appear to state the unfilled item. Or if with error, error message will appear. Pero kung completely fill out na ang form, validation successful will appear. Then click on edit if you wish to modify your entry. If there are changes, click the edit button. To submit the return online, click the submit final copy button after validation. Then pop-up message will appear after clicking the submit final copy button. First is please ensure that you have internet access and the valid email address is indicated in your tax return. Are you sure you want to submit? If yes, then click OK. After clicking OK, pop-up message to agree for the Terms of Service Agreement or TOSA will appear. Just click the word agree, then another pop-up message will appear stating submit successful. A notification will be sent to your email, then nakalagay po yung email address na ginamit mo. Please ensure that the said email address is correct. Then check your inbox, including your spam folder. Kasi nga sabi ko po sa inyo, nagiging napupunta po siya sa spam yung email po ng BIR. In the next few minutes for the email, print or save the email as evidence of e-file return. Then there is note na there will be some delays on email sending of confirmation. Please bear with us. This is because sometimes there are delays in sending of the tax return receipt confirmation, especially during deadlines due to voluminous filing of tax return at the same time. Kasi nga po, di pa tayo, sanay po tayo na kung kailan po yung deadline, doon lang po tayo magpa-file. Then, taxpayers should receive a system-generated email confirmation or tax return receipt confirmation that the BAR received the submitted return to the email address provided in the profile page. And if with tax due, file and pay to AABs or to the RCOs or through online via the e-pay facility of the BAR. So tapos na tayo sa manual filers. Ang online filers naman po may use the return in the offline EBR forms package B7.9.4 in submit at on and submit the return online or return in the EFPS. Please take note po, sa EFPS po, 1702, BIR form number 1702 RT pa lang po ang included doon. So reminders po, BIR form number 1701 and 1701A filers of this return shall still use the offline EBR forms package in filing their annual income tax return with latest version of B 7.9.4. Payment, if any, shall be made manually to the authorized agent banks or to the revenue collection officers or online via the e-pay facility of the BIR. Another reminder po, filers and users of EFPS filers users of BIR form number 1702EX and 1702MX shall still use the offline EBIR forms package in filing their annual income tax return with latest version of B 7.9.4. Payment, if any, shall be in EFPS using BIR form number 0605. Ang tax type code na gagamitin po ay IT for income tax at ang ATC code na gagamitin ay MC200 for miscellaneous tax. Then, EFPS filers users of BAR form number 1702 IT naman use the EFPS in filing their annual income tax return. And if with payment po, proceed to payment po by clicking the proceed to payment button. Reminders po sa mga filers and users ng BAR form number 1702 RT. Items or fields in the returns for tax rate and minimum corporate income tax due are editable and enterable. So kahit po may pinap up na value doon, pwede niyo po siyang palitan. And then the fields for tax relief, availment are mandatory fields. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you and I hope dahil sa nakinig kayo ay nasagot na ang iba niyong mga tanong at naliwanagan kayo lalo na sa topic na ano ba ang gagamiting return sa pag-file ng annual income tax return. Thank you and back to you, Miss Melanie.
Thank you, Miss Amalia. Ayan, thank you for that, for telling us again the options on how to file our forms and the different forms that we should use. And in fact, aside from the forms, you were able to tell us how to fill out those forms. So next up, again, thank you, Miss Amalia, for that wonderful talk. For our next talk, syempre after filing, the next thing that we have in mind is how about the payments. So we'll talk to the Assistant Chief Collection Programs Division of BIR, Miss Linda Bautista, to tell us more ways to pay via the e-payment partners of BIR. Hi, Miss Linda. Magandang
Hi,
hapon po.
Miss Melanie. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting us dito sa
Alright,
event
it's
na
your
to.
turn na po.
Sorry kasi gumagamit lang ako ng mobile ko, hindi ko mabuksan yung yung link sa computer. Anyway, Sister Mark will be sharing my presentation. So I'll be discussing filing and payment po na ating annual income tax returns for calendar year 2022. So once again, good afternoon po ha. So ito po yung magiging topics natin, yung RMC. So a little reminder lang po on 32 RMC number 32-2023. The ways of filing of returns and payment of taxes, pwedeng electronic, pwedeng manual, at saka po sino po ba yung mga required to file electronically and the modes of payment available po sa BIR. Next slide po. Next slide po. Thank you. So, medyo maliit lang po ha. So, yan po yung lumabas natin na Revenue Memorandum Circular 32-2023. So, hopefully po yung iba nabasa na at natuwa naman po dito sa ating nilabas na circular kasi dito po nakalagay yung file and pay anywhere. So, dito po sa next slide, babasahin ko na lang po. Medyo nilipat lang po sa mas clear na version. So, nakalagay po doon sa RMC 32-2023. So, taxpayer may file the annual income tax return for CY 2022 sa pinaka-malapit or to any authorized agent bank. So, kung saan po kayo malapit na bangko or sa ating Revenue Collection Officers, yung tinatawag po namin RCOs, assigned sa mga district offices. So, ngayon po, meron din po tayong mga filing center. So, pwede rin po doon mag-receive ng return kung wala pong babayaran na. So regardless po yan ng revenue district jurisdiction o ibig sabihin po, file and pay anywhere on or before April 17, 2023 without imposition of penalties for wrong venue filing. So another one is the taxpayers mandated to use the EFPS. So yun po meron po kami mga taxpayers na mandated to use the EFPS. So ang filing at saka payment po nila sa EFPS din. So kung in the event po na nagkaroon po ng problema, ang hindi po maging available po yung CEFPS, so hopefully wag naman po para hindi po mahirapan yung ating mga taxpayers. So ang gagamitin po nila yung EBIR forms sa pag-file and then ang payment po, later i-discuss ko. So, sino-sino po ba yung pwedeng gumamit ng EBIR forms kung mandated ka mag-EFPS? So, enrollment to BIR EFPS and EFPS AAB is still in process. The enhanced forms are not yet available in EFPS. Nga po, sabi ni Ms. Amy kanina, meron pong mga forms na hindi pa available sa EFPS. So, siguro tutulungan po kayo dyan ni Taksumo kung paano kayo mag-e-file. And then the unavailability of EFPS covered by duly release advisory ni BIR. So yun po. And then unavailability of EFPS AAB system as informed by the AAB. Ito naman po yung kung down yung system ni AAB, so mag-EBIR po siya, si taxpayer. The tax returns filed through the EBIR forms shall no longer be required to be filed through the EFPS. Kung nakapile na po kayo sa EBIR, hindi nyo na po kailangang mag-file sa EFPS. So, next slide po. So, kasama pa rin po doon sa RMC yung for electronically filed returns to the EBIR forms, payment of the taxes due may be made through any AABs nga po or RCOs at saka po yung ating mga available na electronic payment gateways. Later po, we'll discuss. Taxpayers who will manually file a ITR and pay the taxes due and through RCOs of the RDO may pay in cash. So may limit lang po kami na 20K. Pero kung check payment po, wala naman pong limit. Kailangan lang po na yung check ay payable po to Bureau of Internal Revenue. Kailangan po buo, Bureau of Internal Revenue. Next slide. So yung sa mga no payment returns, as required po, kung wala po talagang babayaran, ipa-file po natin ito sa EBIR forms. And then kung ito po may mga listahan po kami na pwede naman po silang mag-file manually ng kanilang no payment returns. So po ating senior citizen or PWDs filing for their own returns. Employees deriving purely compensation income from two or more employers concurrently or successively at any time during the taxable year or from a single employer, although the income of which has been correctly subjected to withholding tax, but whose spouse is not entitled to substituted filing. At ito naman po yung iba, employees qualified for substituted filing under Section 2.83.4 of RR number 292-98 as amended. Pero nag-file po sila ng ITR for promotion, sa loans, for purposes of loans, scholarship, foreign travel requirements. So ito po yung hindi naman nila kailangang mag-file pero gusto lang nilang meron silang may tatak kasi nga po gagamitin po ito sa promotion, sa loan, scholarship, lalo na po yung mga expats natin. So pwede naman po magpatatak po tayo sa BAR o ipa-receive natin. Kung sakaling naka-e-file na tayo, ipa-receive lang po, stamp receive lang. So yan po. Next po. So, submission ng attachments po kung wala namang required na attachments dun po sa e-file return. So, hindi na po natin kailangan magpa-receive nung pong ating return na na-file na. And then, kung meron naman po na attachments do sa ating electronically filed, ano po natin to, emphasize ko lang po. Dun po sa electronically filed returns, kung meron po tayong attachments, may option po tayo. Yung attachments, pwede po natin siyang i-submit sa RDO or sa ating district office or pwede po nyo gamitin yung pong Electronic Audited Financial Statement System, the BIR, kung saan pwede nyo pong i-file online yung pong mga attachments. So, yan po. Nakalagay din po yan sa RMC 32-2023. Next slide. So, ito naman po, kung meron po kaming Revenue Memorandum Circular, meron din po tayong kapatid or corresponding bank bulletin para naman po i-advise natin si ating mga authorized agent banks na tatanggap po sila ng mga out-of-district returns or na may payment. So, yan po. Baka po i-refuse or merong mga bangko na hindi nila tatanggapin yung payment nyo dahil out of district. Meron po tayong corresponding bank bulletin number 2023-04. 2023-04. Yan po yan. Next slide. So, ano naman po yung ways of filing of returns and payment of taxes? So, kanina po na-mention na po ni Ms. Ami kung ano po yung mga forms na ipafile natin this filing season. So, next po. So, kung mandated po tayo o yung tinatawag natin na EFPS filer, so ang filing at saka po yung payment ay gagamitin po nila yung EFPS. Ito po specifically through the internet. So, ito po dinevelop ni BAR. So, para magamit po na ating mga mandated taxpayers. So, sino-sino po ba yung ating mga mandated taxpayers? Next slide po. So, dito po sa ating next slide, ito po yung mga listahan ng mga mandated to use the EFPS. So, para hindi na po kayo mahirapang magpa-receive pa o pupunta pa sa bangko. So, kung nandito po kayo sa mga sinasabi nating mandated to use EFPS, so mag-enroll po kayo sa ating EFPS sa ating BIR district office, and then i-enroll po kayo sa ating any EFPS AAB. So, kung gusto niyo po, i-screenshot nyo na lang po yan medyo para makalis po tayo ng time. So, yan po yung mga mandated to use the EFPS. So, next slide po. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, ito naman po yung mga list of EFPS AAB. So, we have 20 banks po na pwede pong i-accommodate kung gusto niyo pong i-enroll yung account nyo. Kung may existing na po kayong account sa any AABs po na nakalista dyan, pwedeng sabihin nyo lang po, enroll nyo yung account nyo para po sa EFPS payment. And then kung wala naman po, apply lang po kayo. Kahit hindi po siya authorized agent bank, basta sabihin nyo lang po na i-enroll nyo po yung inyong account para magamit nyo sa pagbabayad sa EFPS. So yan po, i-accommodate naman po kayo kahit hindi po siya authorized agent bank. Next slide please. So, kanina, sinabi po natin sa EFPS ang filing at saka payment. Next naman po sa EBIR forms. Ito, detailed na po itong in-explain ni Ms. Amy. So, magpa-file po tayo sa EBIR forms ng mga required na forms na dapat natin i-file. So, ang pagbabayad sa authorized agent bank, sa revenue collection officers, at saka po sa ating available electronic payment gateway. So, dito po sa EBIR, so meron po tayong mga tinatawag na tax software provider. So, kasama na po dyan si Taxumo na nag-apply po sila para tulungan yung ating mga taxpayers na gamitin yung kanilang mga solutions or kanilang facility para po makapag-file tayo ng returns. So, sila po, dumadaan po yan sa testing. Kailangan po makomply nila yung mga requirements ni BIR. And then yung kung meron man pong fees, si taxpayer po ang magbabayad. So sa next slide po, Sa ngayon po, next slide po, yan. So sa ngayon po, yan po yung mga TSPs kung tawagin namin o Certified Tax Software Providers na nag-offer po na kanilang mga services or solutions para po matulungan yung ating mga taxpayers na hindi na ma-hassle sa pagpapile po ng kanilang mga returns. So, dito sa left column, yun po yung pangalan ng software solution, name of tax software provider, and then the list of certified forms na na-approve na po ni BIR na pwede nyo pong gamitin kung magpa-file kayo. So, lahat po ng pina-file nyo using the TSP solutions, yan po pumapasok po yan sa EBIR form system. So, kung ano man po yung maging yung confirmation as if nag-file po kayo sa EBIR form system. So, meron din po kaming listahan ng mga, kaya lang hindi na po siya updated kasi last year pa po nagawa yung ating calendar. So, meron pong mga nakalagay doon na listahan ng certified software provider. Anyway po, i-update po namin yan, makiusap kami sa aming technical na makita po yan sa website para po ma-update namin kung sino po yung mga available. So, yan dyan po si Taxumo. Tulungan naman po nila kayo sa pag-file na inyong return. So, next slide po. So, sino naman po yung mandated to use the EBIR form? So, andyan po yung accredited tax agents or mga practitioners, accredited printers of principal and supplemental receipts and invoices sa ONET. Meron po kami nire-require na doon po sila mag-i-file. And then doon po sa mga no payment return. So, sana po yung mga walang babayaran kasi break-even naman po or mga yung employee na pure compensation. So, hopefully mga na po siya, break-even siya. So, no payment po yung ipafile niya. Gamitin na lang po natin yung EBIR form sa pag-file. And then yung mga GOCCs, required po sila pag-EBIR form, si local government units, si cooperatives, yung po sa NEA at saka po yung sa luwa natin tinatawag yung Local Water Utilities Administration. So sila po, mga mandated po silang gumamit ng EBIR forms. So ang payment po nila, pwedeng manual or pwedeng online. Next po. So, ito naman po yung tinatawag nating manual or over-the-counter filing of returns and payment of taxes. So, kung may babayaran po tayo at gusto pa rin po natin, parang hindi pa tayo kontento mag-online filing at saka mag-payment. So, ito po, pwede naman po sa ating authorized agent banks na dala-dala nyo yung pwedeng downloaded. In sabi ko na-explain kanina, pwedeng i-download nyo or i-print nyo yung na-i-file nyo na sa EBIR forms na certain BIR form. Tapos, kung may attachment, dadalhin nyo na po yan sa authorized agent bank or sa ating RCO. Sa authorized agent bank po, wala po tayong limit. as to the cash and check payment. Yung po sa RCOs natin, yan po, medyo may limit lang po tayo na 20K. So, for protection lang po na ating mga collection agents, baka po kasi maging risk yun sa buhay nila kung medyo malaki yung hahawakan nilang pera. Pero kung check payment naman po, wala po tayong limit. Next slide po. Dito naman po, ano po ba yung mga pwede naman natin gamitin na modes of payment for manual or OTC? So, pwede po yung cash, yung check, pwede rin po yung combination of cash at saka cheque for payment of single tax liability o yung tinatawag po nating bank debit system o bank debit memo, parang ganun po sa bangko. Kung may account po kayo doon sa particular branch na yun at nagkataon po na under siya ng RDO district kung saan kayo registered. So, pwede pong ipa-debit nyo na lang yung payment nyo na inyong tax liabilities. Next po. So, meron po kasi kaming mga natatanggap na complaint na minsan ayaw po tanggapin ni bangko pag meron po tayong payment na kombinasyon. Kasi minsan may mga time po na cheque yung ating ibabayad pero at the end, kumbaga parang nung kinumpit ulit po natin, kulang pala yung pambayad natin ng may kulang, kunyari 100. So, pwede pong ibayaran natin ng cash yung kulang na tax dues natin. So, kung naka-issue ka ng cheque na 1,000 pero 1,500 pala yung babayaran mo, yung 500 po pwedeng cash. So, ina-advise po namin si bangko na tanggapin po yan kasi akala nila it's either lang, pwedeng cash lang kung cash or cheque. Pero dito nga po, pwede naman po siyang kombinasyon. Basta ano lang po siya, single tax liability kung IT lang po. Tapos kung cheque naman po siya, purely check, kailangan po kung IT ang babayaran nyo, yung cheque po para sa IT lang. Kung may kasama po siyang doc stamps, separate po na cheque ang gagamitin natin para sa doc stamps. So, kailangan po yung cheque for single tax liability lang po. Next slide. So, ito po syempre, yung mga magbabayad, nagtatanong po, paano po ba i-accomplish yung ating cheque pag pambayad. Madali lang naman po. Kung meron kayong cheque, syempre doon sa pay to the order space, ilagay lang po natin yung kung saan po tayo magbabayad na branch. Let's say sa Land Bank Batasan. And then for the account of our FAO, Bureau of Internal Revenue, and then the amount po. So yan, ganyan lang po kasimple pag-accomplish ng ating cheque. Ngayon po, since ano po siya, tax filing season, inaalaw po naman ngayon na kahit hindi po ilagay yung pangalan po na receiving branch or receiving bank para po kung just in case na kung saan po kayo malapit na bangko, doon kayo magbabayad. So, sa likod na lang po ng cheque, susulat yung pangalan ng branch na mag-receive ng payment at saka po, kung wala pong naka-indicate na pangalan ninyo doon sa cheque, sulat nyo na lang po doon sa likod ng cheque yung inyong pangalan, kung sino man po yung nagbabayad at saka po yung team ng taxpayer o kung sino man po yung magbabayad. So, ganyan lang po siya pag-accomplish. And then, kung sa next slide po, kung magpapagawa po kayo ng managers or cashier's checks, ganun din po. Except that, nakalagay lang po, kailangan pa-indicate nyo naman po yung pangalan po ng taxpayer o kung sino man po yung magbabayad. Kagaya po ng nasa screen, pangalan po ng branch, FAO, Bureau of Internal Revenue, and then in favor of or kung sino man po yung magbabayad, yung pangalan po ng taxpayer ang ilalagay, tsaka po yung kanyang team. So, pero just in case po na hindi rin po natin siya napagawa doon sa issuing bank, so isusulat din po sa likod yung pangalan ninyo at saka po yung pangalan ng branch na magre-receive ng payment. Next slide, please. So, ano naman po yung checks not acceptable as payment? So, yung po accommodation, second endorsed, at saka post-dated checks. So, hindi po siya allowed na gamitin po sa pagbabayad. Next slide. So ano naman po yung mga electronic payment gateways natin or mga e-pay facilities po natin. So sa ngayon po, meron po tayong si Union Bank of the Philippines, yung pong kanilang online or the portal payment facilities or the UPay via InstaPay. Yung pong online, ito po, available po ito doon sa mga individual account holder po ni Union Bank. And then yung the portal naman po, ito naman po yung mga corporate account na pwede po silang magbayad using the Union Bank online or the portal. Ito naman po yung UPay via InstaPay. So kung hindi po kayo Union Bank account holders pero individual po kayo, so pwede nyo pong i-avail yung UPay via InstaPay facility ni Union Bank. So sa next slide, yung po kanina, nakita nyo, sa ngayon po as of January 31, 2023, yan po yung mga list of InstaPay ACH participants na kung may account po kayo dyan sa mga bangko, sa Trip Banks, Rural Banks, or sa mga digital or EMI banks, pwede nyo pong i-avail yung UPay facility ni Union Bank. So, kung mayroon ko pong account sa BDO, kasi since hindi naman po siya authorized agent bank, so, pwede po kayong magbayad through UPay. Tapos, kukonect lang po kayo dun sa, i-connect po kayo ni UPay dun sa bank nyo para sabihin, o Banco de Oro, bayaran mo si UPay para pambayad ko ng tax. So, si Union Bank na po ang mag-report sa amin. So, kailangan lang po, reminder po, baka makalimot yung mga taxpayers natin. Pag mag-a-avail po kayo nitong mga e-payment facilities po natin, kailangan po online filing. So, gagamit po tayo ng EBIR form sa pag-file at e-pay po naman ang gagamitin natin sa pagbabayad. Next slide. Next slide po. So, aside po from Union Bank, meron din po tayong Non-Bank of the Philippines Linkbis portal for taxpayers who have ATM account or account holder. Tapos, kung meron po tayong account sa RCBC, Robinsons Bank, Union Bank, BPI, PS Bank, and Asian United Bank, pwede nyo pong gamitin si Linkbis portal sa pagbabayad po ng ating tax liabilities. So, papasok po tayo sa Kailan Bank Linkbis portal. Ngayon, pagdating na po doon sa payment, isi-select nyo lang po kung meron man po kayo account to any PCHC, Paygate, or PesoNet na yan, member banks. So, pwede nyo pong magamit si Linkbis portal. And then, meron din po tayong DBP, yung PayTax online nila. Pwede naman po yung mga may Visa or Mastercard credit card or meron po tayong BankNet, ATM debit card. Pwede po nating ma-avail. So, unfortunately lang po, nagkakaroon po yata sila ngayon ng yung sa maintenance. So, hindi po yata sila not sure po kung makahabol sila this April. Parang hindi po available yung kanilang PayTax online. Next slide po. So, meron din po tayong tinatawag na mga tax software provider na or taxpayer agent. Kanina po, si Taxungo po, TSP po siya ni BIR for filing. So, ngayon naman po, meron po tayong tinatawag na TSP for payment naman po. So, nandyan po si MyAG. Ang partner po niya si DBP. Si Maya, ang partner po niya si DBP rin. And then, si GCash po, so, ang partner naman niya si Ladback. Baka malito kayo ha. So, si MyAG, kung papasok kayo sa portal niya, let's say naka-e-file na kayo, tapos punta naman kayo kay MyAG. Pag nandun na kayo sa payment o sa mode of payment, pwede nyo pong gamitin yung credit card nyo or yung mga e-wallet. So, kung mayroon kayong GCash, Maya, Grab Pay, or Shopee Pay, available po yan kay MyAG. Pero, ang papasukan nyo pong portal, si MyAG, hindi po yung kay GCash, hindi kay Maya, hindi kay Grab Pay, or Shopee Pay. Kasi, ang magiging payment, parang agent niya po, si MyAG, and not the GCash, Maya, GrabPay, or ShopeePay. Source of wallet lang po, or source of fund lang po sila. Si Maya naman po, kung talagang may account or meron kayong app ni Maya, so i-download nyo lang po yung app ni Maya or ni GCash. Yan, directly po yan. Makakabayad kayo using the Maya or GCash app. So, next po. So, kung directly po makaka-access kayo sa Union Bank, sa GCash or sa Land Bank at saka po yung sa mga app ng sa app ng GCash or sa Maya. So, kung halimbawa po nanggaling na kayo sa EBIR at na-click nyo na yung submit and then meron po kasing button na would you like to proceed to e-pay? So, pag clinic nyo yung e-pay, i-redirect na po kayo dito. So, kung applicable po sa inyo yung mga e-payment gateways na nandun po sa e-pay namin sa website, i-click nyo lang po kung saan kayo pwedeng magbayad. So, yan po yung kung paano nyo naman po ma-access yung e-payment gateways using the BIR website. So, i-click nyo lang po yung e-pay. Kanina, nakita nyo sa EBIR forms yung nag-present po si Miss Amy. So, after nyo mag-file, i-connect lang po sa e-pay kung magpo-proceed kayo sa e-pay. So, I guess that's my last slide na po.
Alright,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Miss
Thank
Linda.
you. Salamat. Sana may natutunan sila at gising pa sila.
Of course, of course. Those are options for payment din. So it's nice to know that BIR is also making efforts to make it easy for people to file and pay. Sobrang daming options. So we're so happy that BIR presented to us what are the latest things that we need to understand sa pag-file at pagbayad ng ating buwis. So while we have you po, Miss Amalia and Miss Linda, this would be a good time that we read questions from our viewers. Okay, so unang question po, you can decide kung sinong sasagot. Can I use my annual ITR as supporting document when I travel? Lalo sa mga offloading issue ngayon. Supporting document yung annual ITR for travel. So what can you say about this po? Ayan,
Miss
sino po
Amy?
sasagot? How about Miss Amalia? Ayan, pwede po bang gamitin yung annual ITR to travel bilang supporting document?
Oh, yes, tama po. Mm. Actually po yung iba kahit nga hindi allowed kahit hindi na nila kailangang mag-file ng income tax, lalo na yung mga empleyado, yung iba nagpa-file pa rin ng 1,700 kasi nga meron yung reason na kailangan daw sa travel or meron yung reason na kailangan daw sa promotion. So, pwede naman po.
Right. So talagang you need to secure that annual ITR filing for those na nasa revenge travel pa after the pandemic. That is a good supporting document. Ayan. Next question tayo. I am a new freelancer. I started January 2023. So this year lang, ng January. Do I need to file for annual ITR already?
Hindi ba po? Kasi kung January 2023 siya, ang ipa-file po kasi ngayong, take note po, ang ipa-file ngayong April 23, April 17, 2023 ay yung pong transactions for the calendar year 2022. So yung pong transactions para sa January 23, ipa-file po yan sa April 15, 2024.
Alright. Thank you for making that clear. Next question po tayo. Do I have to file if I earn less than 250,000 pesos annually? Common question po ito. So if the earning is less than 250,000, do I still need to file annual ITR?
Medyo malaki yung coverage ng ano. Kasi
Yeah.
pwedeng empleyado ka below 250. So, hindi mo kailangan mag-file kung substituted filing ka. Okay. Kung business income ka naman, kahit na 250 below ka, kailangan mo pa ring mag-file. Ang ano nga lang doon, hindi mo na kailangan magbayad kasi 'di ba 250,000 below, zero yung tax due mo. Pero kailangan mo pa rin mag-file. Lalo
Yes.
na kung may
So
business ka. Lalo na kung may business ka.
ayan. So if you have earnings outside of employment, regardless of your earning less than man yan or more than 250,000, you really need to file. The question is kung may babayaran kang tax o wala, of course, the form will compute. Ayan. But if you are earning solely from employment, if I am right po, earning solely from employment, syempre, under substituted filing na yon. So, yun yung sinasabi niyo po, na
Yes po. Pero kung yun ay one employer ka lang in a year, yung
yes.
pero kung two employers ka or three employers in a year, kunyari January to May, employer A ka, tapos umalis ka doon, pumunta ka kay employer B, since two employers in a year ka, kailangan mo mag-file ng 1,700.
Right. So very, very clear. Maraming salamat, Miss Amalia. Next question tayo. I am a mixed income earner. Should I still file my annual ITR or can I ask my employer to do it? Ayan, parang alam ko na po. Pero maganda yung nanggaling po sa inyo yung sa... Sige po.
Okay. So, mixed income earner. Ibig sabihin, employee na at the same time may business. Hindi pwedeng i-file ng employer yung income tax mo kasi hindi ka naman 1,700 or hindi ka naman substituted filing. Ang form na gagamitin mo ay BAR Form 1701. So, since BAR Form 1701 yun, ikaw ang magpa-file ng sarili mong income tax.
Correct. Kasi hindi naman alam ni employer kung magkano yung kita mo outside the employment. You're saying mixed income earner ba? So, di ba tama po ako, Miss Amalia, hihingin niyo yung form 2316 niya sa kanyang employer at i-consolidate
Yes.
niya yun sa kung anong ibang kita niya.
Yes, hindi niya diba sa BAR Form 2316, dalawa kasing portion yung pinipilapan doon. Yung una, yung sa taas. Yung sa taas kasi, ang pinipirmahan mo doon, at pati ng employer, ay yung kung ano yung laman ng BAR forms na 2316. Yung mga information doon. Sa baba, yun yung nagsasabi na substituted filing ka. Since hindi ka substituted filing kasi may iba kang income, hindi mo kailangan pirmahan yon. Yung 2316 na ibibigay sa'yo, i-attach mo yon sa 1701 na ipafile mo.
Ayun, 1701 po, mixed income earner, empleyado at may kita outside of employment.
Yes.
Ayan, thank you for that. Next po tayo. I was a freelancer during the first half of 2022, then shifted to full-time employment last July 2022. Should I still file my annual ITR? Ayan, sige po, Ms. Amalia.
Yes, pareho rin yung sagot dun sa tanong kanina. Freelancer ka, so ibig sabihin may income ka sa business, and then employee ka for the last SEM, parang ganon. So, employee ka naman. So, lalabas, mixed income earner ka. So, since mixed income earner ka, magpa-file ka ng BAR Form 1701.
Ayan. To be
Pagsasamahin mo yun.
Yes.
Pagsasamahin yung dalawang income na yun. I-consolidate niya. Yeah.
Kasi for the taxable year, may kita ka from freelancer and then a portion of it employment. So, mixed income pa rin. 1701 po yun for the reference of our viewers. Okay, next po tayo. Last question na po. Ayan. How are tax penalties computed? Ayan, kinakabahan yung iba. For annual ITR, missed or late filing, paano po kinocompute yung penalty?
Okay. Ang penalties natin ay composed ng tatlo. Tatlo siya. Surcharge, interest, and compromise. Yung surcharge, kinocompute yun ng 25% nung tax due. Kunyari, ang tax due is 10,000. Surcharge agad doon is 2,500. And then, yung interest is 12% in a year. So, kung hindi naman inabot ng isang taon, ang computation nun is tax due times 12% times number of late days, yung days ng late, over 365. Kunyari, late ka, dapat magpa-file, kunyari ngayon, April 17, di ba? Hindi ka nag-file ng April 17, nag-file ka ng April 20. So, late ka ng 3 days. So, ang computation, kunyari, yung kanina, 10,000 yung tax due, 10,000 times 12% times 3 days over 365. And then yung compromise, makikita yon sa RMO 7-2015. May bracket kasi yon, depende kung magkano yung tax due. So kung may ano doon na kunyari 0 to 5,000 ang compromise ay ganitong amount. Hindi ko masyadong kabisado yon, pero yung RMO para makita ng taxpayer, yung RMO 7-2015.
Okay, RMO 7-2015. So, tatlo ayan, this is a lesson for all of us. Agahan yung mag-file kasi hindi lang one way to compute penalty, surcharge plus interest plus compromise. So, mag-file tayo ng maaga. So, ayan, may isa pang question naka-flash sa ating screen. Pahabol ba to? Ayan. Hi po, sa COR or for reference sa ibang viewer, Certificate of Registration, if I applied for 8% tax, no need to file eligible na for 2551Q po ba if di nakalagay sa activities ang percentage tax? So, nag 8% siya upon registration. Do you need to file 2551Q or percentage tax?
Hindi na po. Isa po 'yun sa, parang diba, privilege ba na kapagka nag-avail ka ng 8% income tax rate. Kasi yung 8% income tax rate na 'yun, encompassing na 'yun para sa income tax at saka sa business tax. So kung pinili mo 'yun, hindi mo na kailangang mag-file ng 2551Q.
Ayan, one of the perks kung nag 8% ka. But then you mentioned po kanina, 'di ba, na yung special option is availed upon registration or on the first quarter of filing. Syempre pag late ka na, wala nang special options 'yon. Yun po yung is that right po?
Actually, yung elect mo ng kung anong klaseng income tax rate ang gagamitin mo ay pwede mong gawin in three ways, parang gano'n. First is magfa-file ka ng 1905.
Okay.
Okay. Doon mo ilalagay na mag-a-avail ka ng 8%. Second is yung mag-file ka ng BIR Form 2551Q. Pero doon, may portion kasi doon na nakaligay na mag-a-avail ka ng 8% income tax rate or graduated income tax rate. So,
Okay.
piliin mo lang yung 8% income tax rate. Ngayon, kung hindi ka nag-1905, hindi ka rin nag-2551Q, last resort mo yung 1701Q. Doon mo na pipiliin yung 8% na income tax rate. Basta po ang pag-elect po nung kung anong klaseng tax rate ang gagamitin natin at the same time po yung kahit na po yung method of deduction, pipiliin po natin yung lagi sa first quarter. At kung ano po yung pinili natin ng first quarter hanggang sa annual income tax return, yun po ang pipiliin natin. Hindi po tayong pwedeng sabihin na, ay, pagdating nung ay, mas maliit ang babayaran ko kung mag-change ako ng hindi na po. Kung ano na po yung pinili mo no first quarter, yun na po yun. Pwede ka pong mag-change next taxable year. Kasi yearly, pwede ka magpalit. Pero hindi pwedeng during quarters po.
Ayan. So talagang maraming options so long as we are informed kung ano yung provision ng mga options na yon. Ayan. Meron pa po sa 8% based on gross income po ang computation basis ng income tax. Meaning
Hindi
gross
po.
income po ba?
No. Sa gross sales, gross receipts po. Kasi pag sinabi mong gross income, di ba, sales less cost of sales equals gross income. Hindi po sa gross income, sa gross receipts po.
Gross receipt. Yung pasok
Sa gross
talaga.
sales.
Gross
Apa, apa.
sales talaga.
Apa,
Doon
apa.
magbe-base yung 8%. Ayan.
Yes po.
Alright. Do we have another pa? Or is it our last? Ayan, tapos na. Nasagot na itong last question. So, I think we are done. Tapos na ba tayo? Thank you so much, Miss Maria Amalia and Miss Linda Bautista. Again, to all our viewers, a round of applause for our BIR personnel for joining us this afternoon. And please take note of that code COO tax to get 30% off on all our subscription plans. Again, we are Taxumo, an accredited tax software provider of BIR. You can sign up for free at www.taxumo.com. So, ayan, thank you everyone for joining us and of course, we need to pay our taxes para matulungan ang ekonomiya ng ating bansa. Before I close, gusto ko lang po basahin yung tagline na nasa slides ninyo. Ano yung nakasulat doon? Tulong-tulong sa pagbangon, kapit kamay sa pag-ahon, buwis na wasto, alay para sa Pilipino. Okay, maraming salamat. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you rin po.
Thank you din, Miss Melanie, for inviting us.
Thank you everyone. Thank you po. God bless you.